All right, one thing I can't understand anymore is driving for Uber or Lyft. We're gonna check out some clips here, but I understand people have to do what they have to do when layouts happen. But I do feel like this is super backwards. You know, your car gets used, you don't make a lot of money, you sit a lot of time just kind of sitting around. I tried it for a little bit, but I couldn't justify using my vehicle for this. Now, if Uber or Lyft gave me a vehicle to use and then they paid me the same rate, sure, why not? Yeah, I might mess around and do it for a little bit, but not too much. We're gonna check out some Uber struggles and some lifts on TikTok. Let's check it out.
Waiting is one of the most expensive parts of this job, and drivers hate it. Not because we're impatient, but because it's costing us money. When a driver is waiting, they're not moving, they're not completing rides, and they're not making real money. Yes, the app pays for wait time, but let's be honest, it's usually not enough to justify the time. You see this with riders not ready at pickup, "I'll be right there" messages, and stops where someone runs into a store. What's supposed to be a 1 to 2 minute stop turns into 5 to 10 minutes. That adds up over a full day. I want you to think about it. If you lose 5 minutes per ride, over 12 rides, that's almost an hour gone. An hour you could have used to make another $20 to $30. That's our real issue. Experienced drivers manage this by calling before the timer ends, setting expectations, and leaving when it no longer makes sense. Time is the real rideshare currency. When you build private clients, this becomes easier. People who book you directly respect your time more. That's why I recommend using a QR contact tag in your car. If you want more strategies like this, join the driver WhatsApp group, scan the QR code on the screen, or DM me your number.
This is why, first of all, I want to back up. I only was getting paid like 10, 12, maybe $15 an hour. So him quoting 20 to, and I mean, technically, I didn't do it very long, so I can't really use my numbers and be like, oh, that's the average. But I will say when I was doing it, I only made like 15, 20 bucks in like a couple hours, and it just wasn't worth it. And I don't understand where the money's to be made at. Now I do understand if you're waiting around and whatnot can be very annoying, but maybe Uber's better. You know, maybe I should be talking about Doordash and stuff. Cause I'll be honest, Doordash is what I used, but I kind of count them all the same. Could be completely wrong. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, let's check out another one.
Look at this. Look at this, bro. Bro, what the fuck is this, Lyft? Hold up. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Look at this. Let me make myself smaller. I guess I can't make myself smaller. But look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit, bro. 18 hours and 50 minutes that I've had on this fucking app. Look at this. Look at it. It's not even like they giving me rides and I'm like, oh yeah, nah, I'm not trying to do it. Look at that. 2 rides completed, bro. 4 that have been rejected. Mind you, those 4 in 2.5 days. Fuck 2.5 days. Bro, this is literally 2.5 full work days. Bro.
Now I don't know his whole story, but yeah, Lyft just seems like a scam. I just don't get it. And people, like I said, people need the money, right? So we're gonna do what we gotta do to make the money. But the problem is when maintenance costs $1,000 plus no matter what, you can't win. And I mean, like I said, I can't talk. I bought cryptocurrency. So we all make bad decisions here. It's not anything crazy, but doing this when maintenance costs are so expensive, it just isn't feasible. I would only do this if I got fired and I had to make money until I found another job. That's it. And maybe that's what these people are doing, but they just can't find another job. And then what, you know?
So this is day 3 of me doing gig work in order to make my car payment. And up here is the total that I've gotten so far in the first 2 days. And if you watched yesterday's video, you know I had to go to the ER because I've been dealing with a really bad case of sciatica for the last 10 days. And so I signed up for Doordash this morning. Just on a whim, because I don't know if me and groceries, packs of water, 24 packs of pop, things like that, I just don't know if that's in the cards for me today, maybe this evening. Just dropped off my first DoorDash order and it paid out $14.33. I'm currently waiting on my second order, which I got right after I dropped the first one off, and it's $12.75. So I'll put here on the screen where that puts me as far as my car payment. Now, I'm really hoping that this evening I'll be able to do Spark, because I've turned Spark on all day long and I have huge FOMO. Like the second order that I got this morning at 5:30 when I turned the orders on, it was going 10 miles and it was $80 payout. So I'm a little bummed about that, but I am this type of person. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm not just gonna sit here and just be like not feeling good and not trying to make money. And I was like, well, if I can't carry groceries, surely I can carry a bag of lunch and dinner to a house. Off my third order. I had to wait a little bit for it because it was IHOP. Y'all who do DoorDash, I have questions. What's up with this little hourly thing, right? So like when it shows you how much an offer is, it'll say something hour and then plus tip, but I don't see the tip. So does that mean like for every hour that I work, that's the base pay, and then everything else I make is the tip? I don't know. The math is not mathing
Here is
for me.
one thing I will say. When I was doing DoorDash, only for a little bit, I noticed they would give me a price and it would say including tip. That is such a scam to me. Think about it. They don't even tell you how much your tip is. They just show you a price and be like, here you go. What if that guy was tipping $30 because he was in a rush? Do I get to see that 30? No, you get to see $18 including tip. Honestly, I finally realized that this country is just, well, really the world, but this country, most importantly, is a scam. You know, people would get so mad at these scam callers and all these other scammers, you know, targeting old people and whatnot, but somehow we turn a blind eye to all these auto loans, all this insurance, mortgages, you know, and I thought about it too. Why are we not able to just purchase homes, you know? Like, think about it. Don't you think that should be the issue, right? Instead of giving us mortgages where you're charging us interest, why are we not able to save up over years to buy a home? You know, why is that not a possibility? You know, and I don't think people realize or even think about that, but I thought about that the other day. I was like, they created mortgages to get people in homes. Why don't we have enough?
Guys, what the heck is going on with DoorDash? I've been out here since 10:30. All orders that I'm getting are favorite orders. I have not got one DoorDash order, and I'm even going into the hot spots. And I was like, I'm literally sitting in front of the restaurant. Literally, I'm parking like right in front of the restaurant over here right now. Like, especially right now.
I also noticed this too. When I was doing DoorDash, they would send me to a hotspot, and then I would get one order, and then they would send me to another hotspot to get another order. And it's like, I thought the point was you go to one place and you just do it there, and then maybe you go home or something. Like, they have an obsession with sending you to different hotspots and just moving you around, keeping you, and not in a good way, you know, not in a good way of keeping the wheels turning. It's almost like you have to be a 1 in a 50 to really profit, because you got to make money and you got to be able to pay for the maintenance. So there's not many people doing it, and the app doesn't want you to. That's another thing, man. They claim this big willy bullshit like they really want to help people, and if you just work hard, you're in there. I learned the game, but it's not real. They actually don't want you to get ahead, but they have to say that, you know? And like I just read one of these comments, no one wants to pay $30 for $10 worth of food anymore. Correct. There's less people buying that stuff anymore because they're just taxing. And at least when you were doing DoorDash before and like you were getting an order, if you tipped, you felt like at least it was going to the guy that was doing the work. You know, we can't even help you guys, you know, or you know, I've been on both sides, but you can't even tip the guy because you know he's not gonna get it.
Stop it. That's where it's at. I'm literally sitting in here, and like I said, I haven't got a DoorDash all day long, which is odd. Guys, what's going on? Why am I not getting orders? I even checked it, the troubleshoot to make sure it was working right. It is working right, but I ain't getting no orders. All I'm getting is favorite orders. So I don't know if this new system is messed up or what, but like I said, I've been out here since 10:30 this morning doing dashing. Not one DoorDash order, guys.
It's not. It's definitely, well, it is the system, but it was on purpose.
Don't ever put yourself in a position where you need DoorDash to pay your bills. I mean, never. See, most of y'all don't know, this is my second stint with Prime. The first time, I quit abruptly. I was like, bro, I'm not doing this over the road stuff. I was coming from Cisco. I said, I'm going back to the crib, back to Cisco. Or so I thought. They didn't hire me back. They said, nah, you quit the wrong way. We don't want you back. So I got a job at McLean. Everything smooth. Had a sign-on bonus. I was finna go make some money. It sounded like a promising job, so I was okay. Here's the thing, though. I quit Prime abruptly, too. And I didn't start till January 2nd. So this is about the middle of the holiday season. Nowhere's hiring. Here I am. I have bills coming in January. Mortgage in January. All my bills for December still. And I didn't get a check because Prime was like, you just turned this truck in, you owe us money. So I owe Prime money, and I got bills, and I got no money coming in. I never do that again. But I had to make a way. Because at the end of the day, I'm a hustler. And even when I make a mistake, we gonna hustle our way through it. So what did I do? I decided to go run DoorDash. And I gained a new level of respect for anyone who does DoorDash. Because that shit was a waste of my time. When I tell you DoorDash had me driving miles and miles and miles apart for $4, $5. Oh, if you get in the surge, you can make an extra. Man, I'm telling you, I will work so hard, and my wife right on the side, she driving. I'm over here getting out, doing a runner, boy. It's for $50. Now, I don't want to sound grateful because them $50 did put groceries on the table. You know what I'm saying? Got us through some lean times. But you can't convince me to abruptly do anything no more. That was one of them lessons that I got dealt with on my ass, and I got whacked. But we made it through it. And eventually we ended.
I feel that, man. You know, sometimes you just gotta leave a place. Like, you don't want to always do that, but if it really is coming down to your health, your mental health, or just your money, man, it's not worth it, man. But I finally realized what the game is, you know. This isn't really about economics and merit and all this other crap that they feed us. It has nothing to do with it. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why we can't have a real economy, you know, but all I know is DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, maybe I don't know. I'm not the biggest, but somebody put in the comments, let me know. I would say maybe only do that if you're going out to do something, right? So let's say you had to get out and then you started doing DoorDash and then you came back, kind of, you know, work it like that. Or maybe just do it on big weekends. You know, one of my friends from back in the day, maybe a year and a half ago, he was telling me about how he made like $900 doing DoorDash or Uber, I'm sorry, on the Super Bowl weekend or something like that, which makes sense. You know, that would be a good time to do it, I guess, quote unquote. even though I don't believe in that crap. But I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comments. What's your opinion on DoorDash and Uber and all this other stuff? I can't be bothered, man. Peace.